Hello, dear listeners. I'm not gonna talk about or prance around the elephant in the room. I've been sick lately, the past 2 weeks exactly. The first week I haven't even had a voice, so I'm sorry if I sound a bit, well, yeah. But that shouldn't stop me from bringing you at least some news from the SMP. I'm trying my best to get everything sorted and everything. Yeah, so greetings and salutations to listeners and Dream SMP members, and welcome back to Radio SMP. Before we start, I'm gonna apologize about the bad quality. I'm broadcasting this from home. The nice worker at the radio is doing all the technical work of sending my audio from home through the radio out to you, so definitely thank you. Um, and sorry in advance if there's gonna be some muffled noises or anything. I have this really eerie neighbor, makes a lot of noise. I don't really like them, so let's continue with that. I'm sorry about that. On to the first story. Surprisingly, the egg pyre is cleaning up all the vines of the egg. The egg pyre themselves, Bad Boy Halo, and Frost, and Puns. They've been seen cleaning up all the blood vines around the server. Well, clearly not all of them, but like a good portion of it. Bad Boy Halo gave a statement to it. He said that it was a sign of peace offering that the egg has noticed that it's been a teeny tiny bit too aggressive. I'm sorry, but you don't say. And he further said that it was completely fine for anyone else to remove the vines in most places, that the egg has no problem with it, that it's unfazing to it, especially because it wants to turn over a new leaf and make up for all the wrongs it might have or might not have been doing in the past, which is why the egg pyre has announced that they will be hosting a gigantic feast for everyone on the Dream SMP. Official invitations are still going out, they're still being written, but as soon as everything is set, there shall be a gigantic red banquet, as they said. There's supposed to be pie and music and fun and yeah. So if you happen to live around the Dream SMP, I think you will get an invite to this red banquet soon. Or the egg banquet, or the great feast at least. And to be quite honest, listeners, I don't really trust this thing. The egg in general, and the egg pyre just as well, not. Especially after some ducked up stuff they did in the past. I mean, they've had a hotel party on the tomb of, and they blew up Pula's statue. I just don't think that we can trust them that easily again. I know it's all about burying the hatchet and turning over a new leaf and trying to embed themselves in some way, shape, or form, but I don't think I can trust it that easily, to be quite honest. But that could also be only me. Other than that, it's been very clear now that not only has there been a decrease in blood vines from getting rid of them manually, but also that they seem to lose power, or at least the energy that keeps them going, or, well, alive. Rumors say that it all started when there was this big muffled explosion heard from where the egg was located. Others say that it has nothing to do with it, and the smallest portion says that it's eerily coincidental that Quackity has been seen going underground right up before the explosion and going above right after the explosion. Now, I personally wouldn't say that it's all tying together with even more of this Quackity mystery of what's been going on. And I'm not one for conspiracy theories and all, but there's definitely something going on behind closed doors. I mean, he is not part of the Kinoko Kingdom, so much we know, or else Carl or Sapnap or George would have said something, or we would have at least seen him around, especially putting out all the posters and propaganda for Kinoko Kingdom, but alias there was nothing. Also, the daily prison visits he gives, Dream, sometimes he comes out bloody, sometimes you can hear screams when you're close enough, which is a bit wary right now because the kill warrant still is on, at least as far as I know, so please be careful about that. So the questions and speculations are, what has he been doing there, given that he comes out sometimes completely bloodied, or that sometimes their screams can be heard. I'm sorry. I mean, I have my theories, but I don't really want them to be true. I mean, out of what reason could he have been doing this, and why is Sam allowing that? I mean, it could be an eye for an eye, since given what Dream has done to Tommy, and nearly everyone on the server has something foul on him. But that doesn't explain why there have been rumors that he's been doing things with Glatt. So, what is going on? I mean, I've also heard that you could set your clock on him, because he's there every day, no matter the weather, and always at the same time. So, I wish I could look into his head or something. But Awesome Dude doesn't seem to be so innocent either. I mean, we've already established that, Punk did a little stupid thing, like, for example, stealing keycards to a prison, and while Awesome Dude stated that he and Punk had a little conversation one-on-one, and that he got the keycards back, but it all seemed to be at a price, because ever since then, Punk was, when he was seen, only with one arm, so we can only imagine how that talk went. Why is everyone getting so bloodthirsty lately? I mean, it's like, ever since Dream went to prison, there's been this massive pull of lack of violence, apparently, that everyone has to become some sort of brutalist. Oh, sorry, that was my neighbor. Nice little couple living across, have been sort of taking care of me. They see me as a sort of, grandchild. I should go now. You hear from me after the break. Alright, you just listened to Roadtrip by... Okay. Dream and PmBata. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name. And I just had a nice chicken soup and a good cup of tea with some honey. At least my throat ain't killing me now. To touch up at a lighter note, the Kinoko Kingdom has coming along fairly great. The propaganda has been hung around, the building has been continued. It looks really, really beautiful. Like out of a fairy tale, if you will. And the construction isn't even done yet, so I'm definitely very excited and on the edge of how it will look later when it's done, and let's hope that when it is, as soon as it is done, that maybe Carl Jacobs or Stepna themselves will take us on a little tour. I don't know, maybe with like a picture story or a vlog maybe, or something. That would be nice. Don't you think, listeners? Wouldn't that be nice? Having a little show around of all the architecture that's been showing around off there. I mean, as far as I know, Foolish Gamers has been building for the Kinoko Kingdom, so I can only expect the greatest of the greatest, really. I mean, we all know how good he is. And on the topic of Foolish Gamers, rumors say that he has been seen around with the mate service of H-Bomb 94. Well, I'm not saying anything, but rumors also say that after the 2 hours of mate service were done, he was seen snooping around Captain Puffy's futurely therapeutic office, so I guess we all can say how well that is going. I think he even announced that he still has the golden ticket and he'd gladly offer it to anyone who would, maybe need it more than him. So, if anyone would be in the need of a mate service, maybe you can ask Foolish Gamers if he'd be willing to give out the 2-hour mate service ticket to someone in need. Additional note, someone just please take the ticket. One thing that has been apparent, though, that a good portion of the Prime Path has been missing, namely the stairs up to the property and home of Tommy Innit. Namely, there is a giant crater now. A giant crater and the letters Y.7 above. Witnesses say that as soon as Captain Puffy arrived and saw the scene of the crime, she immediately sighed and began with the cleanup. Who knows, maybe the cleanup is already done and the Prime Path stands already again. But all I say to that is, happy birthday, Tommy Innit. I hope you had a fun little celebration with Tobo and Rambo. And keep practicing your puppy dog eyes. They will get you out of so many troubles. And that concludes the end of today. Listeners, I will do my best to get better, to get well very soon, to be there for you next week, definitely. I will do my best to do some more research, to at least maybe bring you a little bit of gossip, because I couldn't really find anything where I will put my mind to it. But I hope that it will get better next week and that I can broadcast from the studio again, because I myself am a little bit more annoyed by the quality of my headset. I don't think this is such a good sound. And all that's left to say is, I'm sorry again for this bad quality, and that's it for now. Tune in next time. Until then, I'm your host Adrian, this was RadioSMP, and I bid you all a farewell.